The announcement is this. I'm going to be doing a Google Hangout next Friday. Not today, but next Friday. And that particular Google Hangout will be focused on primarily one thing. I'm asking everyone to bring their own personal rap to this particular Google Hangout.
I'm going to expose myself on YouTube. I'm going to make a YouTube video embarrassing myself.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy
G-Man. You know you're breaking the law right now. I will stomp a mud hole in you, sir. I am not playing, Dragnauct.
My name is Shanny.
You got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity.
My name is Shanny.
You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence.
My name is Shanny. My name is Shanny.
So big can this guy be?
My name is Shanny. My name is Shanny.
You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey City.
Shanny.
You got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity.
My name is Shanny.
You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence.
My name is Shanny. My name is Shanny.
So big can this guy be?
My name is Shanny. My name is Shanny.
fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me.
You jokes are disgusting and wrong. I just swear to God, where's more not less? Here's the boy's heart.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
I'm smarter than hell, and in 4 degrees. I'm angry at Dragnauct, he's just plain mean. Hold tight, JD, just keep on teasing me. Well, my wife, she up and she left me in Betty. Can I ask you a question? Show me a captain coming on frog. Then I'll ask you a question. What's your basis if you're not from God? Let me ask you a question. Show me them transitional bathrooms. My way, gonna tell you a good G-lie. Gonna make a response video of that later on tonight. So read from your Bible and do what it says. It's the lake of fire for you and your elk. You claimed you garnered remember which college, well, you guys read. Well, I cannot remember, I cannot be sure. I heard Beckles' blessed member fits well up your ass, you question. Your. Can I ask question? Is your anus that sore? If I ask you a question, I will lie to you some more. Can you show me a dog coming on, dog?
Absolutely no fucking rhythm at all whatsoever. Anyway, how y'all doing today? If y'all did not know, that is Fruit of Atheism. If you just go to YouTube, type in Fruit of Atheism, and that the first channel that pops up, I think it has an apple or an orchard or something like that as a picture. Go check it out. They got some pretty good songs on there. I think there's actually 2 or 3 more songs. And I figured that a lot of y'all have not heard that one. I have not played that in forever. I may or may not know who owns that channel. But since people love the musical numbers, I was asked to relay a message to G-Man, which I will relay to him personally, probably after this, that there is another song I think it might actually be a diss track coming out from someone known as the 12th Doc. He is one of my longtime viewers, and he does music producing on the side and all that kind of stuff. So he's going to be putting out something for good old G-Man, since he loves his musical numbers. So that's on the horizon. What else? I have started my last 2 courses to complete my degree, and by when it's at the end of the summer, I will have my bachelor's degree. So there's that. Who is this? What you saying? G-Man and Matt Powell would make a cute couple. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I could see, Matt Powell's a pretty good power bottom. I don't know. That could be a thing. I don't know too much about that, but you know what? I got a gay brother, so I'm pretty sure he can help me differentiate between all that, everything and whatnot. So. Here we go again. This G-Man. I swear he's Captain Savaho, except this time is a couple instead of just a one person. So anytime G-Man feels the need to try and recoup some of the losses that he's suffered from someone in his inner circle, because if you don't realize this by now about G-Man, he values his Christian allies in a weird sort of like frivolous relationship that he can simply utilize them as meat shields against criticism. And it is interesting how fragile that alliance really is, because on a dime like that, he will throw them under a bus, and it has no compunction about it either. That's the best thing, because this happens all the time. It's not even the fact that I'm making fun of him because there's plenty of atheists who do that. Because that, don't mistake my criticism as this being some knock against people who believe in God. Not at all. In fact, I've seen more atheists do this than theists, believe it or not. So what's surprising to me, though, I will thank you for reminding me, Mouty. Yeah, so actually later tonight, me and Mr. Mouty, Mr. Meatball Man himself, we will be on New Covenant Group. And if you type New Covenant Group in to your YouTube machines, it will come up. It's NCG and the icon. We will be talking about recent events concerning social movements overall, especially here in the U.S., and maybe certain misconceptions that some people may have. And so I heard some very interesting things the other day, and I wanted to interact with some of these folks because my blackness was tingling. Anyway, the funny thing that I've seen with G-Man is that he will throw these people under a bus at a drop of a hat. And it's not even a smooth trend. Like there's no real escalation to it, right? It is, hey, I need you to do what I say. Veckel, I don't like that guy. I don't care what type of hangout you're having. You just need to throw him out because my butthole itches today. And he said something mean to me, so you need to do it. G-Man will immediately fly off the handle if Veckel does not kowtow to this guy's request. Like, it's really amazing. And in fact, there's a video on my channel, compliments to Skylar Fiction, for being the focus of that ire. And so G-Man went as far as to threaten to flag Veckel's channel into oblivion because he would not throw out Skylar Fiction. And mind you, Veckel has been one of his probably the longest, next to Ken Jones, the longest online dick sucker that he has. Veckel has absolutely no integrity at all, and he does not actually care for objectivity. That's what makes him a great ally to G-Man, right? But at the same time, it's not reciprocated in any way. But man, it is amazing. So throughout the years, this has gone on with Shanny and G-Man. They have broken up in a very public breakup, and they've gotten back together because of Jesus. Well, actually, no, they've brought themselves back together because they have a kind of a common goal, right? This is cathartic for them both, very, very cathartic. And so they find kind of themselves in a similar arena where they can express themselves with impunity, or well, as they believe, because it's not actually the case. But anyway, G-Man here is in his we'll call it the honeymoon phase of the relationship, where they're just on the heels of a bad breakup. They've already reconciled, and so now he needs to really mend that relationship. So the way that G-Man goes about mending said relationship is by being a complete fucking stand for them in anything that they do. You will see G-Man. I've seen G-Man sympathize with pedophilia. Yes, some of you remember that. G-Man does not actually care. If you think that sort of thing bothers G-Man, you're wrong. Excuse me, you're wrong. And that came from Shanny's dad mentioning a very specific scenario that doesn't make Shanny look good at all. But none of us have any evidence for any of that. I just like to mention it because G-Man went so far as to try and sympathize with pedophiles, at least in the context of the Bible, right? So it was a really weird sort of hangout where he wanted people to see if they could justify being against pedophilia from I'm going to put this in air quotes, biblical perspective, okay? Wrap your head around that as long as you need to. But it's clear that anyone who's watched G-Man at any point in time knows that is something that he does, because that's something that I criticized Shanny about. It's like, hey, Shanny, why did your dad say this, huh? Weren't you just against this guy here, this supposed pedophile? Well, hold on for a second, Shanny. What skeletons are in your closet here? But anyway, moved on from it. But I've never forgot that G-Man saw my videos towards Shanny and felt the need to actually try and defend her behavior, supposed alleged behavior. Excuse me. So, Robert Blair says they're a power couple. Ganny. Oh. Ew. Don't make me find the quote. Don't make me find it. Don't make me find that quote. Y'all know the one I'm talking about, the one from Shanny. What G-Man could have had. Don't make me find it. Anyway.
Hello everyone, welcome to GTV. I am G-Man, your host. Apologize for starting it so late, but I want to do this somewhere a little bit different today. And I wasn't quite here yet. I won't tell you how long it took me to get here, but I figured, why not do this at a university? Why don't I go to a college campus and actually do something like this today? Do something a little bit different.
It's interesting that he needs to take the time out to travel to a college campus to do a video. Why not go there to, this crazy idea, actually learn something. I know, drag. What the fuck, dude? Go spend your time going and getting an education. Who does that?
So I'm going to make a YouTube video here today, and I'm going to talk about why I believe that Shanny and Rev, Shanny for Christ, and Revelation Noodz were basically used by the atheist community. And I'm going to talk about why, and actually after I finish talking about this, and then a lot of you are going to understand why so many videos are being made about them by atheists. They're former friends. So anyway,
I don't remember ever saying I was her friend, but all right.
Anyway, so for those of you who are in the know, I think by now all of you know that Shanny and Rev gave me a house, and then they ultimately took it back. Went through a lot of drama regarding that situation. But one of the reasons why that happened was because of the rumors of the atheist community. It's not the reason.
Okay, so we are now evolving. We'll say that we're evolving the narrative now. It was before, right, that the atheists out there whispered evil rumors in the Shanny's ear, and that caused her to lash out at G-Man. Had nothing to do with the fact that G-Man misappropriated funds at all. Had nothing to do with him actually lying to Shanny about what he was doing with the money. None of that actually matters. It was simply the evil atheists spreading rumors. So now we're kind of sort of going towards the truth, where G-Man can't necessarily disabuse himself of that, because, mind you, G-Man is not in the habit of taking responsibility. Him and Shanny share that in common, right? She got arrested for no reason, cops just busted in, and they just took her stank ass to jail out of the blue, and G-Man just magically lost the house because, you know what, evil atheists, they're trying to plot against him. And they will contort reality around whatever they need to say at the time to be a victim. Reality never actually matters, right? So here's the new incarnation of the story. And I have to really highlight this because later on in the year, as you hear him retell the story, it will change again. I guarantee you. This is only the second incarnation now. We're at the second. It took him a while, but now he's sort of just slightly changing it. So keep a track of that. And I want to really stress this because I guarantee you he will begin to change it again.
But it's a lot of the reasons by the atheist community, right? Since then, I've forgiven Shanny and I've forgiven Rev, and they have told me that they have forgiven me for the things that I said and supposedly did as well. And we kind of made our peace and moved on. For those of you who don't know, that's Seton Hall University over there. You guys don't believe me? Give me a second here. I have to back up a little bit. I'm over in Newark right now. Hold on, let me show you. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. There's a Seton Hall University over there. But anyway, yeah, so when Shanny and, before I got that house, when Shanny and Rev was being harassed by the atheist community, I used to speak up for them and go against the atheists about some of the things that they were saying about Shanny. That's before all of the nonsense happened between myself and Rev and Shanny and everything. Then, as a lot of you already know, she gave me the house. That didn't work out very well. And again, I already forgave them and they forgave me. But during this ordeal, ladies and gentlemen, you got to remember something. A lot of the atheists was, they're smart, they're intelligent. I mean, they was doing Google Hangouts when they was attacking me. And Shanny and Rev was getting 70, 80, 90 live viewers. I mean, they was killing it. Actually, I can show you this right now. Hold on. Because over here is lower. And you'll be able to see that I'm by Seton Hall for those of you that don't believe me. Because I know that there's atheists out there that worship education. And they don't believe this stuff. So I'm going to show you right now. Hold on.
Some of us worship education and that. Okay, all right.
You see that?
I mean, I guess that's one way of looking at it.
There's your proof that I'm over here by Seton Hall.
Having evidence for a claim and worshiping education. I mean, I guess there's some intersection there, but little tidbits like that kind of give you a hint as to how G-Man perceives, perceives epistemology, one thing, and perceives the requirements for other people as far as what their goals and intentions are. Even if you explicitly, make it clear to him, right? There's no illusions about your direction in life and your goals and desires, but it is very interesting to kind of hear where some of those things get jumbled up. Because mind you, when you have to think about G-Man as some fucked up Turing test. Let me not. You know what? I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Let's let him continue. Let's let it continue.
So anyway, yeah, a lot of these people was, going to her Google Hangouts and they were just bashing me, thrashing me, and just joining in the hatred for G-Man. A lot of these atheists were doing it. I can name the people. Dragnauct was one of the guys. A lot of the people that you consider dragoons was going into the room. As a matter of fact, Revelation News had a video on his channel where he had Dragnauct come on his YouTube channel, and they both claimed that it was going to trigger me if he came on there because he was donating to him. And I kept telling Revelation News to stop donating to Dragnauct because Dragnauct's a snake and he's going to turn his back on him. A lot of these atheists are snakes. None of these people.
Now, listen to that. Listen to what G-Man just said. Stop donating to Dragnauct because he's going to turn his back on. Now, how many times have I told people that throwing money at me is not a way to gain some sort of immunity from criticism? That's not how you become my friend. That is not at any way, shape, or form how you are supposed to form some bond with me. But listen to what G-Man just said. Why would that even matter in the grand scope of things, or the grand scheme of things, I should say? If our relationship is contingent, however it may be, whatever relationship that I may or may not have formed with Rev News, the fact that it's contingent upon money should tell you right there that there's a problem, if that is indeed the case, right? But that's how G-Man viewed that. Now, where would he get this notion from? That is how things work. Because according to Shanny and Rev, that's not what they do. They don't just try and buy people. They don't just try and purchase people's loyalty. Even though David Weiser has already come out and said that's exactly what Shanny has tried to do in the past. That's interesting because now G-Man's repeating that. So I find it interesting. G-Man is probably one of the best sources of information out there, believe it or not. But then so is Shanny. Shanny, while she was upset because during this time period, G-Man, I don't think that you know, but Shanny told on you. And you might want to ask your sister in Christ why she told me and Hogtie and Sabella about your lie. You remember, G-Man, when you told her that you had lied to everyone and said you got fired from your job just so people would stop harassing you? Now, mind you, I get why you did that because there were people legitimately harassing you, but that's still a lie, G-Man. Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know that Shanny told on you? You may want to go ask her why.
Or sincere here on the internet. These atheists on here only use you until they get information about you or the information that they desire, and then when you're all used up, they're going to be attacking you next. And the sooner some of you understand that, the better. Because some of the people who don't agree with me right now, they're atheists or friends with these people. You don't see it now. Oh, but it's coming. They're coming for you too. Trust me. All of religion has to die, including yours. All right. They're not going to leave any stone unturned. All right. So anyway, let's fast forward.
I'm not sure really how the exchange works in G-Man's mind. So I get money, I get information, and they get what exactly? What do they get in return? I'm not sure what the deal is here because he's put out there. Okay, well this is what the atheists do. So I receive the funds, I receive the information, and what do they get out of it? Is anybody else kind of confused as to what the actual exchange is here? Because it seems pretty one way to me, but I don't think G-Man thought that part through. So step 1, collect money. Step 2, get information. Step 3, like I don't get it. So I'll tell you what, G-Man, how about this? Before you start trying to concoct whatever you think the scheme is, you might want to complete the second half of that. Whereas the advantages that Shanny and Rev are supposed to garner from that relationship, because I don't see how that benefits them any. What do they actually get out of it? So go back to drawing board, my man. Go back to drawing board.
All of that to today. What is his so-called friend Drag doing today? Drag doing everything he can to try to make a buck off of Shanny and off of Rev.
No, actually, their misery is worth more than any dollar amount. The Schadenfreude is all that I require, and I've actually explicitly said that. That's all that I want. The fact that they are miserable makes me fucking happy. And I say that with the biggest shit-eating grin on my face because, look, when races are doing bad in life, I love it. That warms the cockles of my heart. It's even better when both of them have charges pending. Even better. You know what? The fact that she smells like a Wuhan fucking wet market on a summer day is even better. It can't get anywhere. Hey, look, I love me some cheddar biscuits. Now, you see me eat cheddar biscuits and fucking lobster biscuits. Actually, I've not eaten cheddar biscuits in a while. Excuse me. Lobster bisque. You see me eat lobster bisque, I don't know how many times in the last few weeks. Even on the salt mine, I was eating it because I love lobster bisque. That's a bonus. That is a bonus. G-Man, if you want to say that I'm getting something out of this, Schadenfreude. That's about as German as I can get. I can't get any more German because that's just, if it was Portuguese, it'd be different. That'd be more natural. But that's it. That is it. G-Man, you got it all wrong, my man. You got it all wrong. Their misery is what I require.
You know what I mean? They don't see eye to eye no more. Shanny's done a phenomenal job at ignoring Drag, and so has Rev. doing their whole Trump stuff that they're doing right now and everything and whatnot. With their mask and everything and whatnot. I understand that satire. I hope everybody else understands that satire. And, don't get me wrong. Their opinions are involved in it, too. I'm pretty sure of it. But where is this friendship with Dragnauct, lady?
When did I ever say I had a fucking friendship? Just because I don't say anything in the moment doesn't mean that we're fucking friends. Like, yeah, there's a weird sort of way that G-Man views friendship. Like, just to kind of like highlight what he called, because I understand people have different levels, different definitions and descriptions for words, which is fine, right? Everyone has different levels. But she's an acquaintance, right? Not even to the level of associate, because here's kind of my tier. At the bottom, you're not really familiar with anyone. They're like a stranger. And then you have someone who's an acquaintance, and then you have an associate, and then you have like a friend and confidant. Like, there's levels to this shit. But Shanny wasn't even a goddamn associate, right? Just because I did not call her a goddamn walking cesspit does not mean that we were friends at any point in time. Now, I sat and I listened to her bullshit. I also listened to her ass lie to me, and Shanny forgets about that. Shanny, you remember that phone call when you first got arrested back in May last year, and you called me and lied to me and tried to get, y'all didn't know about that. Yes, Shanny. Oh man, Shanny, Texas is a one-party state, right? And if I think that you're lying to me and you're known the bullshit, I want to protect myself and those around me, which you did. Turns out you were lying, because Shanny was trying to get this, folks. She was trying to get me to get in contact with Nate to help her with her court case against Boulder, Colorado police abusing her. Yeah. Kathleen Tanner can tell y'all, because Kathleen ended up talking to her. Because I was like, I don't know, Kathleen, you want to check this out? Here, come talk to Shanny, and you'll get a kick out of this. And Kathleen was like, yeah, there's some bullshit there. So no, G-Man, no. If you want to go and talk about somebody backstabbing somebody, lying to me, and trying to get other people caught up in your lies, that's not how you treat a friend. Because now we have the body cam footage, and now we know exactly what went on. Shanny is a liar. Why should I ever hold my tongue against a liar and someone who's guilty of domestic violence? I'm sorry, G-Man. I'm not sorry, actually, but she's a terrible person. You can suck the farts out of her ass if you want to, but I'm not about that life. That's you. You do that kind of stuff. You don't have any integrity, so it's okay. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, some of y'all don't. There's only a few people who know about that. Yeah, absolutely. Shanny did call me because, yeah, we were communicating on Facebook and other places, because I found it very interesting that she was spilling tea on G-Man. Absolutely. I was like, all right, I'll listen. You have my ear. But, Doc Savage says, by friend, does Gary mean enabler? Yes. The way that G-Man uses the word friend is akin to enabler. That's what he desires. That's what he likes. Somebody to defend him in his time of need. That's why he'll throw you under a bus if you don't. So G-Man looks for enablers, kind of like certain other people that I know on the internet who only want enablers to tell them the things that they want to hear. Anyway, this is a prime example of that bullshit. A perfect example of G-Man bullshit. But you don't have to believe me, G-Man. Ask Shanny about that. Did you call Dragnauct trying to get a hold of Nate for that court case? What did you tell him? Because, man, oh man, you spent the goddamn yarn, Shanny.
Ladies and gents, where is it? Drag got what he wanted. Drag got them to take away the house and got me thrown on the street. And now he's trying to make them look like a fool. I don't
have to do anything. I don't want you on the street. If you're on the street, you can't make videos, man. I've explained this shit to you in private and in public. If you are on the street, G-Man, and you can't do videos, I can't do this. Because it's not fucking rocket science, G-Man. It's not rocket science. If you think that my goal is simply to make money off of you, which your misery is worth more than money too, but if you can't make the video, I can't make the money. Does that Am I just bullshitting here? Does anybody else feel like who else is kind of confuzzled by the weird paranoid schemes and delusions that he has going? But it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. If he's unable to produce the content that I'm using to fuck with him, how am I going to continue the fucking with? Exactly. I don't, but 120 IQ, big brains.
Told them that this was going to happen. Why do you think Veckel? Why do you think Veckel won't allow drag in his Facebook? Because Veckel keeps repeating this on air over and over and over. I saw what you did to other Christians. I saw what you did to G-Man. You're not going to do that to me.
Yeah, I embarrassed Veckel in front of his friends on Facebook. That's why. Because I've not done anything different to this dude in 7 or 8 years that I've known him at all. They've known me, who I was, they've known where I was, they know what I was about for about 7 or 8 years. When I started embarrassing Veckel in front of his friends and family, he then came up with this excuse that, Dragnauct some type of malicious troll now that does things to people. Veckel can't actually tell you what I do or how I do it or have any evidence, but that's the excuse that he's telling people. Because last time you heard me talk to Veckel about this, you heard that I mentioned a certain female that he also removed. And I said, is she a malicious troll? No, I removed her for a different... No, it's not. Because this same female would be on the same comment thread as me, disagreeing with him. That's Veckel's lying again. Because she's not a part of this community. She is somebody that he knows, from Facebook or somewhere, right? She and I are still friends, right? Because she loves me going in on him. But it's interesting, like I said, G-Man loves people who are enablers, people who are willing to lie for him, and people who will continue to uphold his lies, right? Veckel can say whatever the fuck he wants. The proof is in the pudding. If you have evidence that I've done something malicious, then you need to call the police, man. Hey, get me arrested. Do something. But that's not the case.
Drag's one of these fickle people that will gather information about you and use it against you later. What about his friendship with Steve McRae? What about his friendship with Redline? As a matter of fact, anybody he's ever been friends with, as soon as they get into a little squabble, he's going to be on them too. He's going to be making videos about them and being disrespectful.
You notice that G-Man can't actually tell you what my issue is with those two people because he loves mentioning them. If y'all notice that, he'll reference people, but he can't actually tell you why I no longer associate myself with them. One thing, I'm better than both of them, and I say shit like that because I know some of Redline's little flunkies are in my chat and they love watching and hearing that kind of shit. But it's true. I'll complete my degree the end of next 2 months, and he'll still be putting his off. But whatever, that's fine. But it's awesome. Like I have to separate myself from people who ain't doing shit in life. I made that decision a long time ago. And it's not just, I'm just messing with the degree thing. There's personal reasons I don't fuck with Red. Well, he's a racist. But the issue with Steve, like, do I want to be associated with somebody who now has a restraining order against them because they were legitimately harassing people? Excuse me, woman, who in the next, I think he has 10 days left to challenge that. Or he can't speak about this woman for the next 2 years. That's serious. I'm sorry, right? I'm better than that. If you disagree, that's fine. That's fine. But I am better than that.
Respectful towards them. Nobody should be trusting a person like Drag or Scientist Sam or
don't trust
anybody
Sam.
Like that.
He's Jewish. Don't trust him.
Just trying to gather information about you so they can use it against you. I've learned firsthand what happens when you're friends with atheists. I learned what happens when you try to be friends with like a
happens
or a Hannah Zubby. They gather your information and they'll give it to somebody who can't stand you so that they can use that information against you.
Like what? What's an example?
That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? A person claims that they have no...
So you keep hearing him talk about these plots and these issues, but have y'all heard him mention anything? So what's my issue with those two people you just mentioned? They just information to get. They don't. Okay, so what information was gathered? Because supposedly it's already out. It's already out there. So you should have an issue with telling people exactly what information was gathered. But it's so weird that when I do my videos on UG, man, guess what I use when I make the videos? I use your videos. G-Man, I use your videos. The source, the leak, the mole is you.
objective morality and they don't have like a set of rules that they live by, you shouldn't be putting your trust in those people at all. You just shouldn't. I'm not saying that all atheists are like this. I'm just saying that as soon as somebody tells you they're atheist, proceed with caution. When you talk to them and you have a face-to-face conversation, you'll know whether or not the person's being real, whether or not they're being fake. And you gotta pray and you gotta use discernment. Apparently, I didn't use enough discernment when it was my turn to go through all of this. So, but when I finally woke up to the fact that these people are nothing but a bunch of users and abusers.
He still can't actually tell anyone how he's been used and abused, but that's fine. Dragon, remember those times scientists saying fucked you over? You know him for a long time. You must know how much he is on you. You must be sound. Exactly. You can't. I mean, it's the Jewish conspiracy. There you go. It's so weird that Sam's been like one of my probably the longest person I've known on here, and who actually does know stuff about me. So it's so weird that he's like. So why are we still friends? Oh, that's probably because he's a pretty good fucking dude. Man, it's so weird that I actually hang out. The only person I actually really hang out with consistently in real life is someone from this community. Is an atheist who's actually comes to my house at least twice a week. So weird. But look, absolutely proceed with caution. Absolutely. Some of these people aren't, some of these people are still people, no matter if they believe in God or not. They believe in goddamn pagan gods. Some of them are still pieces of shit. So absolutely proceed with caution for everybody. Everybody. Doc, you are guilty of offering him help. You should have known better, Doc. You should have known better.
You know what I mean? I know moving forward not to trust nobody like that no more. That's why they can be as friendly to me as they want.
So why does he trust Shanny then? You have to ask himself. He's fallen out with Shanny at least 4 times now that I know of. So why does he keep going back to her if she's untrustworthy? Oh wait, she's an enabler. That's right.
They'll never receive a drop of information they can use about me in the future again.
Yeah. Okay. All right, G-Man. Andy Rollins says Gary Lamont Moore is fighting gay thoughts in New Jersey every day.
Ever. Because I see what kind of people these guys are. And a long time ago, when I only had like 300 subscribers on the G-Man channel, the Bible thumping winner once told me, he said, G-Man, I record all of my Skype calls because I just don't trust those atheists. And I never understood that. But I understand it now. You got to protect yourself.
He did almost say white.
These negative videos.
Y'all heard that? Yeah. So I thought it was just me. No, he did. He almost said that.
Are meant to help them, people, make them better people. There's no message of repentance in any of these videos that are being made. These are not the ones I've watched. There are a couple of Christians who have rebuked them and have called them into repentance. I won't name who they are. They probably should know who they are. You know what I mean? But the majority of these videos are hate videos. They're not offering nobody a drop of advice. They're not offering them.
Yes, I've offered advice. Don't physically abuse your spouse. Is that not advice? Take responsibility. I could have every time I do a Shanny video, I urge people to learn from her mistakes and take responsibility for their actions. That's really interesting. Really, really interesting. But okay. Yeah. So, okay. A few of y'all, I thought it was just me. I was like, he almost said, don't trust white people. He almost did say that. So, okay. It's not just me. I wasn't going to say, it's like, you know what? I might have to go back and listen to that later. It's okay. The fact that a few of y'all caught that too, I feel better. Look, all right. Look. G-Man don't trust white people, but okay. I don't trust if the white people who try to make Creole food, and they're not Cajun, I don't trust you either. I'm looking at you. You know who you are. Putting raisins in potato salads and shit. I don't trust you. You're untrustworthy. Okay? I'm watching you.
A drop of advice on how they can better their lives or how they can better their situation or anything like that. So why are they making the videos?
Right here. That's right. Right there. Ashiness.
They want everybody else to have nothing while they themselves prosper here on the internet.
That's interesting. That is interesting. So the goal of my videos is to prosper from what. Like, I'm not sure exactly what he thinks I spend his money on. Lobster bisque. That's really. I've been buying lots of lobster. Like, y'all would be actually surprised. Well, I'll say that last week I spent about. Here's just a easy breakdown for y'all, because I actually make some pretty good money off of this. It's extra income. Some of it goes into savings because I'm a responsible millennial, and about $500 went to Nissan for tires and batteries for a key fob, and there was something else too, but I think it might have just been those two. So that's where the money goes. Absolutely, G-man. And I bought some lobster bisque, and I bought my family some dinner. I loved them, so I bought them DoorDash. And white, I make gumbo without okra. House. Oh, you okay? Clued you? Oh, you're okay. You're okay. Okay, I will. That's okay. That's okay. If you don't put, you know what? I'm not going to judge you too harshly. But it is interesting to me because, Tony, you get a pay. I know you're from New Orleans. You're good, Tony. You're fine. But it's interesting that G-Man says that they don't want anybody to prosper. What is stopping? So I want you all to think about this for a second. What is stopping G-Man from taking my videos and doing his own reviews, turning on super chats and all that? Because mind you, look at his stuff. He has over 1,000. Oh, he probably can't see it. Okay, me. Oops. Okay.
Nah, man.
Yeah. Okay. It almost has 1.3K subscribers. So he's good to go. He can monetize this. There's enough views and stuff on this. I'm pretty sure. Does it say view? Actually, he might need some more views on this one, but he can definitely monetize his main channel if he wants to. He can. That channel's been around for fucking ever. He can do that if he wants to. So how is it that I'm stopping him from prospering? He can do the same thing. He can, and I've invited him to. I have invited him to do that. I said, look, I'll make videos where I'm just talking and you can review me the same way. I don't care. D-Roy can do it too. Shanny can do it too. I will make videos specifically, just so y'all can do that. I don't mind. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If I can criticize you, you can criticize me. But he doesn't want to do that. But then he complains that because this is the real issue here. What's stopping his inability to focus? That's a good point. But how am I stopping him from doing the exact same thing? Do I have some weird mind control powers over him that I telepathically, make him lose focus? No. It's on him. So you're free to do whatever the fuck you want, Jimmy. It's your channel. I can't stop you. But it's really interesting that that's what you focus on. It's really interesting because just to piss off G-Man, just because he likes going this route, since you love mentioning the super chats and all that other stupid shit, even though I've already told people you don't actually have to super chat me. If you just tag me, I'm going to read it anyway. But people do it. G-Man, guess what? Just to piss you off. That's the main reason by far is just, and that's I have all this stupid stuff up there just so you can see it because I know it's going to make you mad. That's it. That's the only reason. That's it. It says Cheddar Biscuits Fund, right? There's no fund for Cheddar Biscuit. That's bullshit. I made that up. It's all nonsense. But it fucks with you for whatever reason. When in reality, that's going to go towards gas or me feeding fucking Xavier or I don't know, more KY jelly, whatever. But okay, G-Man.
Let me say this again. These atheists are so gross and disgusting. You know what I mean? That they want to see everybody else either homeless, jobless. And I meant what I said in my rap about IRA allies. I absolutely meant that when I put that recording in here. I meant that with every fiber of my being. I truly believe to the depths of my soul that these atheists don't want to see nobody with no job, with no medical benefits, with a peace of mind or anything until you join their cult. You know what I mean? For crying out loud. If you're going to make a video about the woman, say, you know, Shanny, you shouldn't have said it like this. If you were trying to get this across and it was satire, you should have said it like this. And you should probably repent and not do that again or whatever.
Why would I tell her? I'm not religious. Why would I tell her to repent? That means dick all to me.
I stole $3,000.
T Diesel says, "Cry for me, G." Stop it. It's interesting. It's interesting how far G-Man wants other people to go. G-Man won't actually call Shanny out publicly for doing porn. He won't actually go the length that he want other people to go to in order to do the exact same thing. How about this, G-Man? Before you tell other people what they should be doing, how about you actually live by those little prescriptive statements that you put out there? Because I've already told Shanny she should stop lying. I told her she should stop beating Rev. I told her a lot of stuff. But what have you done exactly? Because I've seen you just make excuses for her. So no, I'm not here to reform that monster. That's not my fucking job.
Freedom.
G-Man thinks you the big bad, the Dragon Lord destroy of world.
Yes, I am the Burninator. But it's interesting that it's everyone else's job to reform Shanny, but Shanny. I'm in charge of myself and my household. That is it. That is it, Jack. It's always everybody else's fucking problem. All of y'all have your own families, you have your own prerogatives, but it's y'all's job too to reform her. She's a piece of shit and can't, for some strange reason, figure out that the reason she doesn't have any friends is because of the fact that she's a piece of shit. But it's everyone else's problem to accept that she's a piece of shit rather than trying to better herself. Just like with G-Man, it's everybody else's fault. It's all those teachers' fault is why he can't learn. It's not his inability to learn at all. It's everyone else's fault. This is why they make excellent friends.
A video like that will be respected, even by Shanny. But if you're not going to make a YouTube video doing that, and all you're going to do is attack this woman, her family, her kids, her whatever.
When have I ever attacked her kids, G-Man? I want you to provide some evidence for that.
You're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. You're instigating these things. And let me tell you guys something.
But okay.
I know a lot of you see the videos I'm making regarding the human zoos and everything. I know a lot of you see that. A lot of you see those videos. That's because I'm trying to expose evolution for what it is, and that's just being a philosophy and not actually being science. But I'm going to tell you something. We're going to be dancing on...
And that should tell you right there how much G-Man understands science.
...the graves of the atheist community. And let me be very specific about what I mean by this. On their dumb arguments and them actually claiming to be atheists, because a lot of them are going to have to leave the ism soon. Because I don't have to make any negative videos about them no more. They are proving with their own videos that these are people that are not decent. Again, if you really care about Shanny and if you really care about Rev and you want to see their mental health is better, if you think the laughing at them using this raggedy behind phone, guys, sorry. If you think laughing...
Well, the phone just resembles the owner. I mean, if you wouldn't raggedy, maybe your phone wouldn't be raggedy.
...at them and ridiculing them is going to make them change. You're on crack cocaine. Because I'm not even listening to you when you do it to me. When you guys go out there and you say, you know, G-Man's this and... let me tell you something about me. The difference between Shanny and Rev and me is this. You start helping me by laughing at me and making fun of me. I'm going to ask for a link. I'm going to want to talk to you. And if you're a Christian, I'm going to want to see Bible verses. I know...
Okay, so G-Man says that if you're laughing and making fun of him, he's going to link to talk. Okay, so I have seen Hannibal and Monty suggest that this dude come on the show for I don't know how many times that he's been ducking them. The Geek Room has been saying, why don't you come on, G-Man? And besides the one time where G-Man was already live and everyone had graced him with their presence, other than that, G-Man likes to duck and dodge people. So he can claim that, but he likes to pretend like he's some type of fucking champion. He'll just pop right up when you throw a challenge out. That's not the case, G-Man. People know that you have to sit back. Veckel has to open his purse and give you your nuts, and then you can be a big boy and come challenge all those mean people.
You don't got none. And then if you're a non-believer, I'm going to ask you what the basis for your morality is. And you already know how that conversation is going to go. If you're a horrible person yourself, how dare you tell me what my behavior is? You understand what I'm saying? You have to be a good person. You have to have a history of being a moral person before you can even say hello to me on the topic of morality. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, I applaud Shanny and Red for ignoring all of this nonsense. You know what I
They
mean?
do a real good job of that.
Research lab who only put those videos on her channel to vex Rev and Shanny. And I'm gonna tell you something. If I had their resources, let me tell you something. Those videos.
Wait, they only put the video up there to vex Shanny. Really? So that's so strange, G-Man. I could have swore that Shanny went and lied to everybody about what happened and said that, oh, people need to rally behind her, which was happened on the phone call. She calls in the middle of the night saying that people need to help her out. Nate needs to help her find retain some legal help or offer her some legal advice because of the abuse by the Boulder, Colorado police. Even though she wasn't telling people the truth. Because come to find out, she wasn't abused at all. Really weird. Lied about how the event started. Lied about why the police even showed up, because she didn't say she called the police. That was not her original story. That's so weird. So somebody went and fact-checked her by obtaining the actual body cam footage, and that's bad. So think about this. Think about this for a second, folks. If Shanny was telling the truth about what happened to her as far as her treatment, supposedly ill treatment by the Boulder, Colorado police, and there was a FOIA request, which anybody can kind of file a FOIA request, but whatever, right? Resources. And the footage did indeed show that the police breached protocol somewhere. Not as bad as George Floyd, obviously, but at some point mishandled Shanny. That would add credence to her claims. Think about that. How would any of us know? Even Rumor Research Lab, how would they have known what was on it until they filed the request to see it? See what, like, I'm not sure what Shanny has been telling G-Man, but I don't know the contents of a video before I see it. That's just the thing. G-Man is so fucking dense that it's hard to believe that he has not swallowed his own tongue in his sleep. None of us knew what was on that before we watched it. So outside of what Shanny had said, we were all left in the dark until we have her narrative against reality. And so we saw some of the most professional men and women in law enforcement probably this nation's ever seen at this point. So that's so interesting. But think about, G-Man has seen that footage more than once, and that is how he processed it. Does that tell you about G-Man and his ability to be impartial? No. That tells you exactly how dishonest G-Man is. Even after having video proof, as he likes to call it, G-Man still, for some weird reason, decides that he wants to fabricate all these motivations and all these weird schemes that he has no evidence for.
Videos would have been took down the second day that it was on YouTube. Because Rumor Research Lab will be behind bars. I promise you that. Oh, it's information. But why did you put it on YouTube? That's the real question.
That doesn't matter.
Why is it on YouTube?
Because it's okay. So a FOIA request, right? That's for transparency. That means that, G-Man, if I get arrested and there's body cam footage, you can request it and put it on YouTube. It doesn't matter why you want to put it on YouTube. You can still do it. You can put it on the fucking news if you want to. Put it, stills of it in the tabloids. But, you know, G-Man, come on now.
You can say it's public information to your blue in the face, but you better have a very good reason on why it's on YouTube.
Because think of it, G-Man, if it's illegal, then get it taken down.
It's nothing more than a form of cyberbullying. And even these Christians out there, if you're going to make a YouTube video, okay, and I'm telling you this right now because I'm getting sick of this. If you're going to make a YouTube video trying to correct a woman, correct her with scripture. Because if I see one more
Freedom. She also left in an ambulance. Checkmate drag. Just ignore the fact the flatbed wasn't available. It is not a baby carrot, folks.
You're mean. You're wrong. G-Man is so upset. If I see one more video, what are you gonna do, G-Man? You're not gonna do a goddamn thing. You can't even get the videos taken down. I know you want to. I know you probably tried, but no. There's nothing wrong. Like having the footage up there, and what there was some the Wild West animations and the Taco Bell song. Like, come on now. If you're upset that the video's out there, then you need to take that up with people having the ability to obtain police cam footage. That's where your issue should be. Or how about this crazy idea? How about you tell Shanny stop abusing her live-in boyfriend? You notice none of the onus is ever on Shanny and Rev. Anybody notice that? It's always on everybody else. Everybody else needs to take responsibility. Shanny's not responsible, even though Shanny lied about what happened. Shanny committed an act of domestic violence and admitted it like 4 times in the fucking video. None of that is ever important to G-Man, because G-Man is a liar himself, and G-Man does not care for the truth. It's never anybody else's fault but the people that I say. It's never my fault. It's always this person and that person. That's really interesting. Now, hypothetically speaking, I want people to consider this for a second. I'm in no way, shape, or form saying that this actually happened. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that this actually ever happened or there's any evidence for it. What if there was sexual abuse in the house? Think about that. What if at some point in time there was sexual abuse and that this sexual abuse was admitted instead of Shanny admitting to domestic violence? I want people to think about that for a second. And the video was released where the perpetrator admitted to the sexual abuse. You see what G-Man is doing here? The onus is always on the person who exposes what happens. And it's not on the person who supposedly did it. The person who's on camera admitting that they've committed a crime. That should disturb people. Because I don't think G-Man would change his behavior at all. I think he'd be saying the same exact thing. Just based on what I know about him. That should be frightening. What if the domestic violence resulted in a serious maiming? Like blood. Like somebody got stabbed. Do you think what he's saying here would change? That's something to consider.
Video and you claiming to be a child of God, I'm gonna get you, because I'm gonna make a YouTube video about you. I'm gonna rebuke you into oblivion. Friend or foe, I don't.
You don't make a YouTube video about you. Just stop. Whoa, don't do it, G-Man. Don't do it. Stop, G-Man. Don't make a YouTube video. We're gonna wake up and they're gonna see that video and just break down. Just a ball of tears. Don't do it, G-Man. Don't. Stop it, man. Stop it.
I don't care. You can be feckle for all I care. I'm gonna get you. If we want to see them change, make a video, talk about what the Bible says, and call them to change. But don't get on here talking about some Don't get on here talking about you care about them and all you're doing is laughing about them, laughing at them. It's like, honestly, what do you even know what the word evangelism means? Like, do you understand that our goal is to get these people to get anybody who's in sin or whatever to have eternal life?
And whatever.
If that's not your goal, you're wasting your time. So, again, I believe that the atheist community has used Shanny and they use Rev. Let's use this as an object lesson to never trust these people. Okay? Every time they receive personal information about you, they're calling the police on you, they're lying about you, they're slandering you, and they're trying to get you fired from your place of employment.
Yep, that's right. Those mean, evil atheists keep calling CPS on Von Hilton every time he neglects his children. That bad trolls, all y'all out there. How dare you? You drove his family insane. How dare y'all report child neglect or child abuse or both? How dare you? You are terrible.
This is every single time they get your personal information. Now, I'm not saying that Shanny and Rev are saints and that everything that they've done on here is good, because I'd be the last person to get on here and say that. But I will say that I forgave them. I forgave them for everything that they did to me. You want to know why? Jesus said, for those of you that actually care, Jesus actually said that if you want your sins, meaning if I want my sins forgiven, I have to forgive people when they sin against me. That means I got to forgive Drag. I got to freedom.
I bet everyone in the park is saying to themselves, there goes crazy Gary yelling at his phone again.
That makes it sound like he actually goes to university on a regular basis. You know that his ass is burning right now. Being around education is something that he's a bit averse to.
Forgive anybody who's ever done anything wrong to me. I have to forgive them.
Did y'all catch where he forgave me? Did y'all catch that video? I didn't see that video. I must have somehow turned that video off or no, I don't know what happened. Maybe we all missed that video.
And if I don't do that, I'm not a Christian. That's why I know this is hard for some people to hear. If you are a Christian and you have done it, then you understand what I'm talking about. This ain't always easy to do.
Every time Gary gets upset, he says he's going to make a YouTube video about it. It reveals how he has no other power but to make videos on his channel.
Hold on a minute, guys. Wow, this is bright. I can barely see myself in the camera here. See, in hall. I should go over there right to the front. But you know, like I said, where's all of this love and support from the atheist community now?
Who the fuck said you deserve love and support?
Though I promise you this though. Right now, I think she's only getting like maybe 7 or 8 live views.
So Dragnauct ripped my cervix.
When she's doing her shows, you know, from Faith and some of the faithful fans that she has or whatever. I promise you, if Shanny makes one hate video towards me, 30 live viewers, 50 live viewers, 80 live viewers, 100 live viewers, and if she does it consistently, her numbers are going to go back up again.
Yeah.
Why? Because these atheists are attracted to hate.
Hate. Or they just want to be entertained by idiocy.
That's all they want to do. They want to hate on somebody. Shanny don't trust these people no more. You have to learn from this. Rev don't trust nobody on here no more.
Well, that would mean that she would stop trusting you, because how many times have you thrown her under a bus? I mean, if we're saying that we need to look at history, G-Man, and consider our actions in the future, well, how many times have y'all fallen out now? How many times have y'all made videos and should I make a diss rap about Shanny and all that kind of stuff? That you would fall into that category as well.
That's what you guys got to do. These people was only friendly with you because they had an objective. Their objective was done. Now they have no need for you no more, and that's why they're making all of these negative videos and laughing at you and doing all these other things. If these people were really your friends, they would support you.
Never said I was a fucking
friend. They never were your
friend.
friends to begin with.
Exactly.
And I'm saying this after being called the N-word. I'm saying this after being told I was a thief. I'm saying this after being called all kinds of things.
Yep. No scruples.
Okay, so let's try this again. I'm saying this after being called the N-word. I'm saying all of this after being called. I'm saying this after all the negativity that I had to go through. You know what I mean? So you can't tell me that I'm not being sincere, I'm not being loving, or any of the other stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay? A day's gonna come when I'm gonna have to defend Sabella, and Sabella's a real pain in my behind. A day's gonna have to come when I'm gonna have to defend Drag, and Drag's a real pain in my behind.
I'm still waiting on that
right
day.
and wrong is wrong. Period.
When was that? G-Man, come on. When were you?
It's as simple as that. And I've defended Drag before.
When?
I've defended Sabella before.
When?
I've defended these people before.
When?
Now I'm gonna take a look at this live to get angry and respond, and that's what you guys are doing at this particular point, all in an attempt to build y'all boring behind channels. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you guys keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna be praying for Shanny, and I'm gonna be praying for Rev.
Yeah, notice the stuff he likes to mention: views, money,
doing what I can,
money, views.
To try to help those guys, you know, get back on the straight and narrow or whatever. But the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to make one more negative video. I don't care if they call me the N-word tomorrow. I'm not making no more negative videos. I'm going to give them the Galaxy Dreams treatment, where I'm just going to give them a free pass and let them say whatever they want on here. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, I'll be praying for them and trying to tug them along to do the right thing in the eyes of God. You know what I mean? So For those of you who share the same thing, let's just pray for them. Let's ask God to work with them, to have patience with them, try to get them to see the light. You know what I mean? Stop walking in darkness with the things that they're doing. You know what I mean? Dave Weiser, she doesn't need psychiatry. She needs Jesus. That's what she needs.
Somebody told me about this. Somebody. It's okay. So that somebody. So. Hold on. What did Weiser say? What if somebody told me Weiser was in the chat saying that, you know what, these people need some psychiatric, but I was like, did he? I was like, we'll see. And is that Prophet Elijah disgusted by it. I don't think well, it's not on live. Hold on, let me live chat. See if it refreshes.
Shanny doesn't need a psychiatrist. Shanny needs Jesus. She needs Jesus, and she needs to get serious about Jesus. She doesn't need psychiatrists. She needs Jesus. Instead of being disgusted by her, Dave, just pray for her and ask God to open her eyes and to open Rev's eyes. You know what I mean? Don't be disgusted. Pray for them. That's what we're supposed to do. What if you was in the same situation? What if you were doing the same things? I don't think me saying that I'm disgusted with you is going to help anything. People done tried that already. Now we got to pray for them, and we got to ask God to help them. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm looking at what David actually said, because I didn't doubt that David had made reference to it, but I said, let me see what he actually said, because we're going to give David benefit of the doubt. Right now, Shanny needs mental help. That's what David actually said, if y'all can't see that. And so I don't disagree. I think David's actually, no one would disagree with that. But G-Man said, well, they don't need psychiatric help. They need Jesus. That's interesting. That lets you know where G-Man's head is. But that reminded me, some of y'all had recognized that G-Man mentioned that G-Man had referenced 2 drugs a while back to another YouTuber. And I did ask him about that, because when people are starting to say G-Man's on drugs and shit like that, that's where I kind of go, all right, well, let's I'm going to shit on G-Man all day. But if I'm going to shit on G-Man, it's going to be on stuff that's apparent, right? Stuff that we, if we're speculating, let's keep the speculation within the realm of something that's not too egregious. So I don't think that he's on drugs, and I've actually disagreed with somebody who's known him for a little while about that. There's a possibility, but I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Now, as far as pharmaceuticals, that's different. So I did ask G-Man, and I told him, I was like, look, I do want to clear this up. So I said, hey, someone heard you mention Depakote or something like that. I just want to straighten this out. And so I'm just going to read verbatim. I mentioned that to another YouTuber, never said I used it. I don't think I did. So that's G-Man's response to mentioning that particular drug. He doesn't think that he used it. Where he would get that drug from or know about it, that's not something that you really find in somebody's medicine cabinet, on a slumber party, like Xanax or something. But it's still interesting that he knows what that drug is and what that's for. So, but not too surprising. So I did want to clear that up, because there was a few people who were asking about that.
That's what we got to do. She doesn't need no psychiatrist. She needs Jesus. You guys don't understand a lot of that they're doing on tire. You know what I mean? She needs Jesus. She needs to get on her. She needs to talk to Jesus. That's what she needs to do. And when she gets enough good Christian support, I believe she'll stop doing the things that she's doing.
Oh, he's delusional.
You know what I mean?
But G-Man's not alone in this. This is not something that's unique to G-Man. There's a lot of Christians who aren't as batshit crazy as he is that think that they can go without psychiatric help. I'll be the first person to tell you that I've sought mental help more than once, and will continue to, actually. So, and I encourage people to be very attentive to their mental health, because a lot of the people that we interact with are mentally ill. I'm gonna throw myself in that fucking category too. But the difference is knowing how to take care of yourself and knowing when to step back and say, you know what, I'm not okay, and I need to take this seriously. Because there are some people who are on the internet who are trying to use it as a catharsis and pretending as if they are better than medication. People who are pretending that they're above getting actual help. So, and for some weird reason, these people think that they're smarter and better than the people around them. But they're not at all. In fact, they're a lot worse. But they're convincing themselves that because guess what? They're mentally ill. So
anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I hope this helps somebody out there. Dave and Anthony, we are in the end game now. No, you're right about that, Dave. You're right about that, man. Things are about to get rough. That's why we need to start praying for each other. Once the man of sin is revealed, that's it. It's over.
A lot of wind in the background.
You know what I mean? So, you're right about that, Dave Anthony. Yeah, the rapture and the tribulation period is right around the corner. You're right about that. I agree with that. I agree. I think we said everything that we could possibly say to these people. Now they got to learn the hard way when they start seeing Bible prophecy come to pass.
Oh, no.
When they start seeing it come to pass, that's when they'll start taking things seriously around here.
And we'll start listening to you. Everyone will start listening to you one day, G-Man.
Guys, take my advice.
You have to wonder, does G-Man think that if, like, hypothetically speaking, if everything starts really turning to shit, because things are pretty bad right now here in America, but, goddamn, what was it? Yellowstone National Park supervolcano pops up, and we start seeing rivers of blood and all these things spoken about in Revelations, figurative or not. Does G-Man actually think that people will start turning to him, like as a font of knowledge and a source of reprieve from whatever hypothetically is going to happen? I wonder if he really thinks that. Because I can tell you, if there's some funky shit out there and it just so happens to start lining up with it, you know what? I have no choice but to go, you know what? These are some coincidences, you know. Let me look a little bit into this. But he is literally the last person I'd ever go to on something of that magnitude. Now, I'm not above at all. I'm not above asking this guy about something he may know about. In fact, just to prove the point, I may have mentioned this in another video. G-Man talks about the Word of Faith movement. Some of y'all may not hear him mention that, but I actually do pay attention to what he talks about. And a few of my family members may be a part of that Word of Faith movement. So I did ask him about that, and he gave me a rough idea of what that is, and so it was helpful. So I won't say that G-Man just completely is an idiot and has no somewhat useful information. That's not true. But it's going to be a metered approach, right? I'm not, if it's something serious or life-threatening, I'm going to go, if it's something medical, right, my buddy Cito Koe, you know, he is a font of medical knowledge. You know, I got, you know, fucking Hogtie Champ, I got, you know, RSC, I got people who I can depend on who are trustworthy and knowledgeable. For something like small like that I've heard him casually mention, yeah, sure, because no one else pays attention to that stupid shit but him anyway. So, most of the drugs used to treat episodes associated with bipolar disorder. Yeah, so it's there's no telling. He doesn't want to elaborate on where, and that's his prerogative. But I'd be surprised if at one point he wasn't medicated. But who knows? You know, he claims that everybody else is just spying on him and shit like that, but he doesn't know how much he reveals in his own videos. And most of the stuff I found out about him is from old videos that he doesn't realize that he's made. There are old videos where he gives you a detailed account of when he had a girlfriend back before he was a Christian. And I guarantee you he probably doesn't even remember that. That's one of the first G-Man videos I ever watched. And I still remember it. That's how I remember the story about where he went to a Hispanic church and the guy almost stabbed him with the spear or knife or whatever it was. I can't remember. But I remember those. But he doesn't remember making those videos. And so he thinks that there's some conversation he had with Hana or somebody else, and he casually mentioned it there, but he can't remember. So it obviously came from them. But this plays into his paranoia. And that's what makes it fun, right? Because he doesn't actually remember much anything. He just says things. So that's kind of hard to keep a track of lies when you have so many of them. Anyway, I think this video's almost done.
You know, don't give nobody your personal information here on the internet, because it will cost you dearly later. Especially when they get mad at you and want to find a way to embarrass you on here.
Actually, I might do that Wednesday. Yeah, I might do it Wednesday. I might find one of my old favorite G-Man videos to review. There's not the safe story. It's another story that he told around that time, and I can't remember, but it was a really interesting one. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll say that. We'll see.
If you told me that you was a prophet Elijah, and I know where you're going with that, Sabella, but if you told me that you
I'll
was
see
a
if I
prophet
can find
Elijah,
that video.
I would look at you and say, that's not true. And then I would correct you on why you're wrong. Crazy? I don't know, because don't forget, you got that guy Tazadaki who thought he was the Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? So you got some crazies out there. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Pray for Shanny and Rev. Try not to make fun of them, and try to give them good advice on what they can do to change themselves, all right? GTV.
No. All right, so I'm all about giving what you get. So, or probably said that wrong. Getting what you give. Excuse me. Said that backwards. So if they're going to give people grief, if they're going to give people, I'm just here to torment you. Remember that video, Shanny? Because I know you're still watching. So since you're here to torment me, Shanny, you made a whole video explicitly saying that. Guess what? I'm just going to reciprocate it. And that's what that's the one thing that I found out after all the stupid year. If you go back and like watch a lot of my older videos, you see that my channel's been through a dramatic change on how I do things. The one fun thing that I found out is that I don't take this shit too seriously at all. I do put some effort now into, you know, getting a decent setup, as you see here. As you see here, this is actually so much better because I kept knocking off the blue snowball. Like I would have it arranged on the desk here, and I'd knock it off, and I'd hit it because I'm flailing around here. But this is here, my face, so that I had the pop filter and all the other kind of stuff, so that my sound is much better when it's on. So that's about as serious as I'm going to take this. But giving people what they give others is something I enjoy doing. In fact, and I probably should make this very explicit, if you are new to my channel and you see me randomly pop up with a discussion with a random person, because this is my normal format, me just doing this. Out of the blue, if you see me talking to somebody, rest assured that I've talked to them before, and I'm just sick of just typing, and I'm just gonna lay into them, right? So if I see extra hostile or annoyed or extra pretentious, that's because they've already annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm like, you know what? This is just gonna book in that. So a few people told me that you sound narcissistic. And what is your point? If I'm making an incorrect statement, please correct it. If I am expressing my epistemic limits and my rationale isn't quite there, let's talk about that. That's cool. Not, oh, you condescended to that person. What's your fucking point? And okay, and I don't like coons. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to pretend to like somebody. Fuck that. No, I'm not in the military anymore. I'm going to bite my tongue for no fucking body. So you can eat a dick. So if you don't like me talking about your favorite, black conservative that makes money off of denigrating folks, which I'm like, you know what? Hey, Drag, here's a mirror. But it's like, hey, it'll be okay. He'll live. It'll be all right. If you don't like me making fun of your favorite Florida man who's actually a bitch in real life, I'm going to keep talking about him because I know he's just going to piss you off. And I know he ain't going to do a goddamn thing about it because he's a bitch. So that's fine. That is fine. That's fine. But don't take this shit too seriously. Who cares? Who the fuck cares? You'll turn this video off. I go away. Who cares? Why should anybody care what I think? Why should G-Man make a whole video based on what I think? Because this whole video is about me. It's Shanny and Rev and the atheists that use them. Did G-Man name anybody else in this video but me? Did he actually? So he mentioned Rumor Research Lab. Rumor Research Lab put out body cam footage. That's about it. So This video is primarily about me. Why does he even care? Oh, that's right. Dragnauct don't want nobody to make any money. Nope. Make as much money as you want to. I'll help you make the money. Matter of fact, I need to text somebody. Because they want me to help them get set up with OBS. It's a Christian, by the way. Sabella probably knows who it is. But, no, I want everybody to make some money. No, it's not Sabella. Sabella knows who it is, but it's not Sabella. But, man, it's real weird, G-Man. G-Man just loves the drama. He does. He does. He enjoys this. He likes the attention. He loves the attention. He loves the attention. Like, let me say it again. He loves the attention. On that note, playing y'all out. I got shit to do. At 7 p.m. I'll be on, 7 p.m. my time, Central. I'll be on New Covenant Group with Mr. Christopher Mowdy, and we're going to be discussing stuff and things and everything and whatnot. I was on last night on the Raging Atheist channel with Maynard Saves. He was in the chat. Maynard Saves, Soccer Count, Nate, Wolf, myself, and Rage. Okay, yeah, so that's 6. All right, yeah. So we were live talking about stuff and things. J-Dubs was in the side chat, offering platitudes, not offering much of anything, but, everything and whatnot. So, I'm going to play y'all out. Where is the Audacity? There we go. I had to find it.
The announcement is this. I'm going to be doing a Google Hangout next Friday. Not today, but next Friday. And that particular Google Hangout will be focused on primarily one thing. I'm asking everyone to bring their own personal rap to this particular Google Hangout.
I'm gonna expose myself on YouTube. I'm gonna make a YouTube video embarrassing myself.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy
G-Man. You know you're breaking the law right now. I will stomp a mud hole in you, sir. I am not playing, Dragnauct.
My name is G-Man.
You got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity.
My name is G-Man.
You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence.
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
So big can this guy be?
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me.
My name is G-Man.
You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence.
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
So big can this guy be?
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey City.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the